After a long while, it's finally back. The retired NASCAR driver's careers is back, and we're back with Dale Jr. This time, number 7 on the list, another DEI year. It kind of came in the middle of 2 droughty years. He had a good year and then 2 bad years in between it. So here's number 7. When you see 2006, you don't really think of Dale Jr. performing well, but he got 17 top 10s, which is a pretty big number. 10 top 5s, that's not too shabby at all either. Excuse me. And he finished 5th in points, which is tied for the second highest he was ever in points, tied with 2004 and tied with 2013, only behind 2003. So it wasn't too shabby of a year. 13.5 average finish. Look down here, you can see at the far right, how the points kind of shook up there. You can see he was top 5 in points for a little bit. He fluctuated around 4th to 6th, and then he had some bad races. He fell outside of the chase, actually, then rebounded in and did pretty well in the chase. He was up at 4th, but a few bad races at the end dropped him down to 5th in points. So we start with the Daytona 500, as always, on lap 88. Dale Jr. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. Dale Jr. gets a push from Jimmy Johnson by the 29 of Harvick. Nemechek almost gets in the way right there, but slides up. Luckily, Harvick gives Jr. the room, and Johnson pushes Jr. down low to get by Harvick, and Jr. ends up leading, I believe it's 32 laps in this race. He actually falls to finish 8th, so it wasn't really too great of a 500 for Dale Jr. He did lead these few laps, but never really could get into contention once he fell back. He fell back to 8th and could never really recover. He finished right where he was. But see right here, he does lead a few laps and leads a single file train, whereas Harvick just got caught on the high side, and he'll fall back to about 8th, 9th, or 10th. See how foggy it was as well. This is a very foggy day for Daytona racing. But Jr. out front, controlling over Jimmy Johnson. Then we skip ahead. Nothing really happened in these next few races. But then at Martinsville, heavy damage on lap number 3. An accident happens and involves Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's involved in the stack-up. See all the damage he has on the front and on the bumper. And as you can see from the replay right here, there's a stack-up in front of him, and right there he has nowhere to go, and he gets nailed from the rear into it. So he has some damage there. The crew does a pretty good job fixing the car, getting the car better, and he marches up inside the top 5. He's up to 5th here on lap number 269, I believe that says. And he's right behind Casey Kane, who's in 4th. That 8 car, not phased by that damage. So he has no right front fender, but it's still working for him. He's still gaining ground. He's one of the fastest cars on the track. Junior had said that because the fender was open, the brakes are getting more air into it, which meant he could use the brakes more, and the tires were getting more air into it, so he could get more air to the tires. He could push the car harder. So right there as he dives underneath Kane, just cuts so well, he gets back up to the 4th position. He's up inside the top 5. You can see the crowd going wild. That damaged car could have a shot to win. He's one of the fastest cars on the track. But then restart later in the race with 185 to go. Newman cuts him off. Junior trying to keep it off of Newman because that once again that front is exposed. He spins onto the curb, gets some damage now to the other front part of the car. So he's trying to stay off of Newman because that front is exposed. If he hits, that could definitely injure the car even more. And then right there he spins around and gets into the left front that time with the walls. He's up on the curb. You can see here from the onboard. He'll try and stay off of Newman, but he does that, but he just spins the car out because of how hard he hit the brakes trying to stay off that 12 car. You see right here, hits the brakes hard and just spins the car around. And then later in the race, battling at the white flag, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tony Stewart's long gone. He's going to win the race. Jeff Gordon is long gone in 2nd. It's about 3rd between Johnson, Kyle, and Jr. And through 3 and 4, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will pull a 4th place finish out of a day where it looked like he could have finished 33rd with the car that he had. So great run for Jr. there, rebounding. And then at Talladega, he pulls a 2016 Dale Jr. Gets loose in a 4-wide situation. That car just goes around with him. A few cars avoid him. He spins back up the track, and Tony Stewart there just kissed him a little bit there. A little bump there, and Jr. spins down to the grass. Luckily, the car stays fighting to get rolling without having to get pushed back. Could have lost a lap. You can see right there his tribute to Dale Earnhardt. That scheme is a little torn up. And just a tough right there getting loose in a 4-wide situation. That car was never really right. It was never really a great car. And like I say right there, 4-wide just kind of gets up close to Edwards with the 41 in between. That's just a bad combination. You can see right there, spins it around. Lucky not to hit the wall or anything else. And luckily, Stewart only hit him just a little bit. Didn't really nail him hard like he could have. You can see it from the onboard. See how wild they're racing. Junior has a run with him. He's like, okay, I'm going to go through the middle here. Michael Waltrip down low makes it 4 wide. There's 3 wide at this point. Waltrip makes a 4-wide move. Junior's march up through the middle, and right there giving room to the 2 cars on the bottom, gets a little loose and spins the car around. You see the smoke it creates from that. Around it goes, up the track. That's where he got hit by Stewart right there. It spins back down the track onto the apron and into the grass, where luckily he did not get stuck because it did rain overnight. And then later in the race, because of that spin, the engine goes kabloomy. Junior running in the middle of the pack, and the engine just lets go. He pulls up high and does not wreck it, does not spin out, keeps it out of the wall. So great job by Junior there to keep the car out of the wall, keep the car out of the pack. But that will end his day, and Junior falls to finish in the 31st position. Now he dropped him to 8th in points once that epic straight there from Hamlin. How all the oil on his lens, and right here from Junior, you could see how he's drafting up onto Stewart, pushing him forward, and right here he's just gonna fall off and it's just gonna let go, and he has the awareness to pull high there, get out of the way. He knows something is wrong. So then we go on to the next race, which is at Richmond. After the disappointing Talladega race, the 8 crew trying to get back to life, and here with 3 to go, they're leading in this race. Dale Jr. leads 47 laps, only 47 laps after starting 10th, but it works out all right. See, he gets by the 31 of Burton right there. You can see 27 races since his last win at Chicagoland. Biffle right there on some newer tires, working up past Kyle Busch. 2 laps to go for Dale Jr. He's trying to hold off Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick to get to victory lane for the first time in 2006. See, Hamlin running a little bit of a lower line right there. Jr. running a little bit of a top line, getting a good run off the corner. So through 3 and 4 right here, he's coming to the white flag. He knows he'll come back no matter what once he gets to the white flag. There it is. It's out. The crowd's cheering. Junior's looking to get back to victory lane for the first time in 2006 and the first time in about 30 races. Through 1-2, he has a good enough lead to where Hamlin can't really dive it in 3 and 4 to try and make some sort of bonsai effort. And to 3 and 4, he just has to make it nice and smooth. And Dale Jr. will win once again at Richmond, one of his best tracks in the NASCAR Cup Series. He wins the Crown Royal 400. Listen to the crowd.
All I know is last week at Talladega, when the 8 car fell out, I think fans left. I think more fans came tonight here at the end of this race. Burning down the house. Look at this. Larry, where'd he go? He's down there. Where'd he go? There he is. Melt him down. Scorch him hides.
2 big keys to victory for Junior tonight. One that we've talked about, the early pit stop.
He blew the right rear out, Larry.
And the other, he battled Kevin Harvick hard for the lead and then backed out to 4th place. If you guys go race a while, I'll see you later. We'll see him at victory lane next.
Cold beer for everybody down here. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Eury Jr. celebrating. What's it feel like to be back in victory lane, Dale?
Yeah, it feels great. Had a great car. I want to thank DEI, all the guys back home that don't get to celebrate with us, but get to watch at home. It was a great race car, great engine. All the guys this weekend, the guys that set up plate, get the car ready and everything. I mean, had a great handling car all weekend. The people at the shop is what made this weekend easy because we were good when we got here, and just real easy to work on the car and get it right. So I think my team had some great pit stops. Tony Jr. made a great adjustment there at the end. He made a lot during the race. That last one was great. Had a lot of fun racing with the guys I raced with. I got into Kevin a little bit, but I backed off and just wanted him to know that I really didn't mean to do that. But we got our win. All right.
Dale, all year you've been talking about not only building race cars, but having positive attitudes and not letting distractions get you down or tough times or adversity. It's about a positive mental attitude. I keep hearing it.
Well, I had a great race team last year, a lot of great guys, and some of them came with us this year, and we took some of the ones from the old team, and what I got now is even 10 times better than that, So when I come to the track, I mean, I know I got the best I can ask for. I got the people these guys get their hearts in it, a lot of confidence. This is gonna really help. I mean, they need a win or something to prove their confidence, and it's pretty good. I mean, I'm really happy with my guys, really happy with my sponsors, Budweiser, everybody on board. We're having a great season. We're really enjoying ourselves. It's a great group of guys I got, and I really enjoy racing.
So then we skip all the way ahead to Michigan, where Junior up inside the top 2, battling for the lead with Jeff Gordon side by side as they come off turn number 4. And Junior using the side draft to try and get up here and lead a lap. And at the stripe, it looks like he does just by a nose, side by side there across the stripe. As you can tell, there's not really a lot of races where he did a lot. We skipped from Richmond, which was the 10th race, down to Michigan, which was the 15th race. The rains ended up coming after halfway, which ends the race early, and Dale Jr. was in the 3rd position when that happened. He was a top 5 car pretty much all day, and that's pretty much where he deserved to finish there, if not a win, if they could have adjusted the car a little bit better. Here's an interview after the race.
Yeah, I'm sure I have. This ain't really all that strange. We had a great car, and on that run right there, we weren't good enough to win, but we had a car earlier in the race that was good enough to win. I asked them to tighten it up, and they tightened it up a little bit too much. So, but it is late, and we got a lot of things get done, get home, get to doing. But so we'll take a third place. Real happy. I've never really had a good car here, that good, anyways. So we're really excited about coming back here in a month or so.
So we go on to Chicagoland, which is about middle part of the season. It's after Daytona, and Daytona he finished 13th. He only led 8 laps, so that was really uncharacteristic for him. But at Chicago, early in the race, he's run his patented high line, and right behind Harvick, battling with him for the race lead. He goes up high once again, and trying to get that run off the top side. There have been some pit strategies here, trying to get the track position. They think track position is going to be key to winning this race instead of maybe fresher tires, and that's what Harvick and Jr. have been on, using some track position strategy, not really tire strategy, to get up here right here, because he's getting to the outside of Harvick. He might just try and blow right by him right here on the top side with how good of a run he gets off the corners here. There, Harvick kind of staying low, knowing that we're before halfway in the race. There's still tons of time left. I'll let him go by. He's got really a fast car right now. We'll just let him go by on the outside lane right there. See Jr. with a great run off the top, side by side with Harvick still. Harvick with a great run through the middle of the corner, but Jr. great run off the top, and Harvick lets him go right there. So great run for Jr. And listen to this stat from Bill Weber about Jr. at Chicago.
Started 25th here a year ago, won the race. Started 25th here today, leads the race. Marty?
And Junior's used just about every line on this racetrack, Bill, to get to the lead. Now he's rim riding up there and having a little bit of fun.
24 is starting to creep in on you just a little bit. Looks like you just get most of it in 1 and 2 if you want to change something up. You wanted to run the bottom.
And now Junior, I don't think there's much room between him and the wall, guys, is there, in these turns right now?
Yes, as some say, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between that car and the wall. You see how high he runs it. It almost looks like he gets into the wall right there. That's how high he's running, but keeps out of the wall and doing a pretty good job gaining spots. He actually ends up finishing in the 5th position. They out loud in issues as they come back from commercial. The hood is up on the 8. He's in pit road, and that's not good for Dale Jr. His chase chance right there for Chicago. He moved up to 3rd in the points, and a bad finish here could move him down the point standings, as the points are pretty close together at this point. Well, it ends up that something is mechanically broken on the car. They can't fix it. They go to the garage. They finish 43rd in the last position. It drops Jr. down to the 7th position in points and in danger. He's on the chase cutoff now, basically. He's pretty close to it. You see right there, they're trying to get everything they could. They're trying to rock the car back and forth, trying to get into gear, trying to get anything that may be stuck in, not stuck, but you could hear from the onboard just how bad it is. It's not repairable at all.
That little puff of smoke looked to me like trouble.
Go ahead and push that in the trailer.
To the pitch, guys.
You see right there, they are pushing it to the garage. They know it is terminal and that Junior's not going to be able to return. And he finishes 43rd here in this race. Not what he needed towards the chase chances. And it wouldn't have been that bad if the next race at Pocono he didn't get crashed down Long Pond straightaway. Dave Blaney trying to give him a bump in the 22, just catch him in the wrong spot. Junior gets crashed. He ends up finishing 43rd because of a crash and falls outside the chase, down to 11th in points now. This 4th they did the wild cards. Still only 10 drivers made the chase. Junior's down now 11th in points outside the chase after 2 straight 43rd place finishes. Now move on to the next Michigan race where he's once again running that high lane like he always has been. He's catching 2 teammates. Kyle Busch leading the race, Jeff Gordon in 2nd. Junior's coming on the high side 3rd. In this race, Junior ends up leading 40 laps, which is a pretty good amount in a 200-lap race. He ends up falling to 6th there and finishing there. Moves him back up into chase contention after some good runs at Indy where he finished 6th. Watkins Glen finished 18th. Michigan finishes 5th. 6th gets him up to 10th in the points, so he's right now in the chase, but he's still on the cut line. Just right on the edge. He needs some good results. He needs perfect results for these last few races for the chase if he wants to make the 2006 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series chase. He flies on by Gordon. Now his next competitor is Kyle Busch in the 5, but that high lane, he's going to make quick work of Kyle, especially with the draft. He's going to get down the straightaway from this huge run that he's going to have. You can see the run he has down the front stretch, started gaining on Kyle as they come off the corner, right onto his bumper. He looks to the inside. Kyle's going to let him go right here. They're only 35 laps into the race. He knows Junior's a little bit faster right now. I'm going to let him go, learn what he's doing. And crowd roaring. Junior gets by for the race lead. Ends up leading 40 laps, as I mentioned, but could not get to victory lane. Still another decent result there in Michigan, though, that shows that they finally found something out, Michigan, how to get around that place. They've been struggling for a while, DEI. They finally found how to get around there right there. We see Junior pulling away from Gordon and Kyle Busch behind. Has a fast car. He comes up from 12th on lap 25 all the way up to 1st on lap number 34. So definitely moving through the field and fast as TNT goes to commercial break. Junior still with the race lead once they go into commercial. So the next race at Bristol, Junior stays on the racetrack trying to get some bonus points. Remember, as I said, he's right on the edge of the chase. So leading a lap gets you 5 bonus points. That's what Junior and Crew decides to do. Tony Jr. keeps it on the track. Junior leads 35 laps. He gets 5 bonus points for that. And on top of that, he ends up finishing 3rd in the Sharpie 500 after starting 40th in the race. Moves him up only 1 spot in points to 9th, but he's just a little bit more comfortable now. He knows, maybe I can have a 15th place finish and still stay in the top 10 points, but he needs to finish top 15 every race from here on out. There's only, 2 races left for the chase. He just needs to be decent. He doesn't have to do anything showy, but he can't have bad results. But a 3rd place finish at Bristol, definitely a stepping stone onto the next race to where he could try and get even better finishes. Right there, he's holding off Edwards right now. Edwards just maybe a little bit faster, but Junior doing a pretty good job. As Edwards' lap car, Mark Martin, who's on the lead lap, going to try and get by Edwards right here and get back up the catch. And you see right there, he moves around Edwards on the top side to get by. So the next race is at Auto Club. Casey Kane's about to win on a few miles race. Reed Sorensen tried to make it. He couldn't. Casey Kane gets by him, and he wins. But Dale Jr. passes Clint Boyer in 3 and 4. You saw there. He ends up in the 2nd position, moves him up enough to 6th and points to where he keeps it there after Richmond. So then the first few chasers were not too good for Dale Jr. Atlanta, he ends up 13th. Dover, 21st. Kansas, 10th. That's 7th in points. Then we go to Talladega, where he's leading the race. Jimmy Johnson, another championship competitor, behind him in 2nd. And Johnson's teammate, Brian Vickers, is in 3rd. It's a single-file run. There are 2 to go. They're coming to see the white flag this time. Junior, a 5-time winner at Talladega, looking to get his 6th win at the track. That's freshly repaved surface. He's doing a great job leading the train around the top side. Can he make it around 1 more lap? Can he hold off Jimmy Johnson and Brian Vickers' 2 teammates? Does Casey Kane have to say? Does Kurt Busch have to say? Kenseth, Truex, Harvick, Green, Martin. They're all in the top 10. Who gets back with the race lead? So they come down to the stripe, still single file at the white flag. Kane may have let off a little bit right there, but allowed the front 3 to get away. And Vickers is all over Jimmy's back bumper. So right there, he's looking a little bit higher there. Jimmy's trying to get up there. Vickers does let off a little bit. Johnson then lets off to get a gap on the 8 so that they get a bigger run. As they come down the backstretch, 25 pushing the 48. They draft off the 8. Gonna allow that 48 to get a run. Junior making it just a little bit wider than he has. Johnson makes a move. Vickers goes with him. Clips the 48 up into the 8. And 1st and 2nd crash down the backstretch. And Dale Jr. from the lead will not end up winning this race. He dominated the race, leading the most laps. And leading the most laps, I can't really say dominating. 37 of the 188 laps he led. So right there, Vickers just a little bit of a miscalculation. Gets up into Johnson and then gets Junior in the process. It fades the 8 back to 23rd in the finishing order, but it does move up a spot in points to 6th. So he's up into 6th in points. So he still has a slight shot at the championship, but winning that race definitely would have propelled him up inside the top 5 in points. He'll have had a better shot. You see all these replays right here. You can see, once again, down the backstretch, Junior's kind of defending a little bit. He goes down low a little bit, trying to break the draft, knowing that 48 is going to have a run. There does make a little move, but doesn't really go down block. And Vickers just wipes that 48 up into the 8, and both of them go spinning hard. Luckily, they don't come back up into the track and get others, but the damage to the 48 and the 8 afterwards once Johnson goes and nails Junior's door with the front of his car. See right there, Junior with a little move, but not much. And then Vickers just missed times. He had too big of a run and gets beside Johnson, spins those 2 cars around. Roof flaps go up, they deploy, keeps their cars on the ground, but right there through the grass, and they know their chances at a winner are done. Junior trying everything he could to try and save the car. It just was not meant to be to win here today. 23rd place finish after leading the most laps. See here from the onboard of Dale Jr. As they come down the backstretch, 48, you can see visibly how much he gets a run. Junior kind of moves down a little bit, knowing that run's coming. He's going to try and get down even middle. He gets down even lower there a little bit, maybe about half a lane lower, and right there, contact made, around they go. Junior's post-race interview could sense a little bit of heartbreak in his voice.
Well, he was just waiting till the last lap. Very smart move on his part, and they had a good run coming at the end of the race here, and as you see right there, they got a good push together, working really good together there, and I knew it was just really not going to be much I could do. He went to the inside here, and I tried to block him a little bit, but once I understood that he was there, I didn't push the issue anymore, and the 25 turned him into me. So, I mean, Brian just, excited there. I hated for 48 and hated for our team. We had a great car, and Not really that upset. I mean, it's just the way racing goes here, and sometimes you come out on the good end of those deals. I'm really happy Brian got his first win, and for him, Rick Hendrick and everybody, but just unfortunate we tore our car. My guys really wanted to win today.
This will be a big hit in the championship standings real quick, Junior.
Yeah, ain't much I could have done about it. Believe me, I tried to save it.
Tried to save it. But then at Charlotte, Junior's crew once again keeps it on the racetrack to gain track position, get those 5 points for in-laps, and once again it's Edwards behind him, and Junior out front leading, and he holds off the lead for a pretty good amount of time. He leads 37 laps here and ends up finishing inside the top 5 and 4th, moves up inside the top 5 in points. He's up to 5th in the point standings. So after this race, he still has a shot at the points at the championship. He's 5th in points, top 5 in points. He can maybe get top 5 in points for the season, but a championship still looming large for that 8 car, as they still have a shot. They're finishing pretty consistently. They're running pretty well in these races. They just have to finish them right. They have to finish them just a little bit better than the 48, the 17, and some of the others up in front. See right there, the 8 doing a pretty good job on those older tires, holding off Edwards, who's also, I believe, on older tires as well. Edwards' car may just be a little bit better than Junior's at this point in the race, as that 99 looks like he's hugged down the bottom lane. See right there, points now was 4th. Before the race it was 6th, but once again, changing around during the race, he actually ends up 5th after this race in the points. So then the next race is a pretty wild one. We go now to Atlanta, where Junior's crew, 10 laps on the tires, 12 to go. They decided to keep him out there. They had a crash on a restart, which allowed Stewart to get up to 2nd. Stewart had been the dominant car. He put on 4 fresh tires. Junior put on no tires. He stayed on the racetrack, trying to get that track position, trying to do everything they can. But once again, in Atlanta, 10 laps on the tires might as well be 100 laps on the tires at some other track. So Stewart moves to the inside. Junior actually clears him right here. But the big storyline is going to be the battle for 3rd that Junior and Kenseth had at the end of this race. So they're 2 to go, coming to the white flag this time. Junior's running the top side, Kenseth running the bottom. Kenseth put on tires just like everyone else. Junior's the only car to stay out, so he has 10 laps more on his tires than Kenseth does. Stewart's out front leading, he has it in control. Johnson's out in 2nd, he has that in control. It's the battle for 3rd between Junior and Kenseth that is going to catch the attention of everyone. Junior, after this race, he fell to 6th at Martinsville after finishing 22nd, leading 95 laps here in Atlanta. Stewart had the better car at the end, but Junior moves up to 4th after this race. See right there, Boyer in the wall. Junior has to go a little bit lower. It breaks his momentum. Kenseth has a huge run. Junior blocking all the way down the backstretch, moves up high again, and now here in 3 and 4 decides he'll go to the bottom lane, taking Kenseth's line away. Junior a little bit loose, and here's the fantastic calls of this side-by-side finish for 3rd.
Tony Stewart takes the checkered flag. Earnhardt.
That was close. Earnhardt's gone. Did I beat him? That was close.
Well, at Texas, he gets a little loose and into the wall hard, and that is not just slight contact, that is hard contact. See how the right side's just pancaked in, and after moving up to 4th in points after a 3rd place finish at Atlanta, it looks like now at Texas he's going to fall in the points as he has damage here, and they're going to have to repair it. The yellow does come out, though, so he's lucky there that the yellow came out and he didn't lose a lap or two just getting around the track. See right there, a little arrow loose with the 07 on his rear bumper. Nothing really Junior or Boyer could do there, and the 8 just gets up into the wall pretty hard, and there's just the whole right side of that car. You can see how hard he hit the car. Was up off the ground there for a little bit, but they're just going to try and repair it here, get it back into contention, see what they can do here. See right there how loose he was, Boyer right on the back of him. And Junior trying to control the car as best he could, but he couldn't get it done. So they're from the wall cam. Then we'll look at it from the onboard camera, see how close Boyer was and just how loose that car broke and how hard he hit the wall. The camera actually moves. That's how hard he hit the wall. So you see right here, through the corner, Boyer a little bit higher. He gets a little bit of a run right up under the back of the 8 car, gets him a little loose. Right there, the camera moves. But then later in the race, Riggs and Harvick battle, and Riggs into the wall hard and up in the air. Truex barely avoids it, and Junior trying to avoid Truex actually takes to the grass. Now, fun fact, Riggs was running in the top 5 when that happened. So Junior, his crew repaired the damage to that car, and not only that, but he raced the car back up inside the top 10 to where he's now competitive again and can fight for a top 10 and top 5. So right there, the contact between Harvick and Riggs and how hard the hit is for the 10 right there. Reminds me of Austin Dillon's crash with Harvick at the same track, same place. And you see right there, Truex maybe got involved just a little bit, but big news is Kenseth, one of the championship contenders, goes spinning through the grass with his teammate Carl Edwards. But you'll see from this camera angle, this is the best camera angle to show Junior going through the grass. He actually ends up right here going through the grass to miss it. He actually ends up finishing 6th, moving up to 3rd in the points. Right there, you can see him finishing 6th. With that, Homestead, he has a flyer of a race car on the top.
Somehow the 8 car is going about 3/4 of a second faster than everybody else on every lap. You might want to let him go. Scott said no problem.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Junior is marching through the field up to 6th as he gets past Scott Riggs. At Texas, we mentioned he finished 6th and got up to 3rd in the points. At Phoenix, he finished 9th and he fell 2 positions to 5th. And now here at Homestead, he has a pretty fast car. He's running on the top side. He knows how to get it done on that top side. He runs at so many tracks, and this is really the first time we saw it at Homestead. No one really was running this high at Homestead at the time. When Junior started running up there, that's really when everyone started running at the top at Homestead. That's when the top line became prevalent. They want to be up there. But Junior running in 6th, and the pretty fast car. He's marching through the field. And it looks like his car just gets better the longer it runs. Straight through 3 and 4. How high he is up against the wall. You can see barely any room against the wall. He's actually, looks like outside the gray a little bit right there. That's where all the grip is. Down the front, you can see how fast he's going, a little bit faster than the drivers in front of him that have been running on the bottom lane and whatnot. And then through 1, 2, you can see there he goes. And once again, back up towards the wall and back on the gas pretty fast. Just a little bit later in the race, he's gaining on Kenseth, who's trying to get by the lap car, the 21. And look at the run that Junior has. They're side by side. Not only that, but he runs off the top side. Gets a massive run. And look at how fast he goes by Kenseth. You'll just see the speed difference right here. Kenseth running the bottom lane as low as you can go. Junior running as high as you can go. And look at the speed difference down the backstretch. Not even a contest for Junior. He moves around Kenseth easily. And that's one of the drivers compete for the championship. Junior also had a slight shot, but it was just a long shot there. It would have to be if the drivers in front of him wrecked out. So then, once again, Junior's crew keeps him on the racetrack, trying to get that track position. The car had been getting better the longer it ran, so the team thought, why not? Let's keep him out there, see what he can do. So he leads with Martin Truex Jr. behind him. Truex also stayed on the racetrack, so those are the only 2 that stayed out. Big start there. Junior, the big run on his teammate Paul Menard. Menard's a lap down now. The 7 of Robbie Gordon is also a lap down. Junior in this race, after getting to the wall a few times, he led 47 laps. After getting to the wall a few times and track positions changing and car conditions changing, he actually falls to 19th. That's where he finishes, and he keeps his 5th position in points. So top 5 in points for Dale Jr. in 2006. A solid season. A season where you don't really think of Dale Jr. You think about 2004, 2014, 2003, 2015, 2013. You don't really think about 2006, though, and he finished 5th in points, which is tied for the second highest. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys as we get closer to the top 5 for Dale Jr.'s career. Next time, we'll look at number 6 on Dale Jr.'s career.